excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? What the gladsome tidings be which inspire your happy song? Gloria, in excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo. Choirs of angels praise. Mary, Joseph, lend your aid, while our hearts in love we raise. Gloria, in excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got upside. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All ye faithful, joyful and triumphant, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the the King of angels. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exultation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God in the highest. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Father, now in flesh appearing. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Crowd Church online Christmas service. My name is Matt Edmondson and sat beside me, although several miles away, is the beautiful Sal. Sal, say hi.
Hi, everybody. It's brilliant to see you this week. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Absolutely. Always great to have you. I'm excited today, Sal, about this service, partly because we've got all the tech working this week, which was not true last week.
I feel a little bit calmer this time than this time last week where we just figured out that things weren't working and it was a little bit panicky. But this week, famous last word, because who knows what could happen. We are live.
Who knows what's going to happen. Yeah.
In theory, everything should be okay this week. So that is great.
It is good. Very well said, Sal. Now, I'm going to put on the screen here a number. Now, you see that number in the bottom there? That is the WhatsApp number. Now, you can join in the comments on Facebook, or you can send us messages on WhatsApp or photos if you want to be a bit more private. That is how you can get hold of us. Now, you can use that number, or you can use the comments. Make sure you say hi. Be good to know who's watching. Be good to know who's connecting with us, and we'll come to the comments in just a minute. But before I do, let me just tell you, we are obviously a church, right? I say obviously, Crowd Church. It's kind of implied that we are a church. And yeah, well, it says it's written on the tin, right?
Yeah.
So you would hope so. Anyway, we appreciate today's called a season of joy. Sal's going to explain it all in a minute. And we appreciate it's not always joyful for people. So if there's anything that you would like prayer for, maybe life isn't going as great, or maybe, whatever is happening in your life and you would like some kind of prayer, whether you're a Christian or not, we would love to pray for you. You can reach us on that WhatsApp number and we will happily do such a thing. Right, Sal. What's the theme
tell you,
for today?
Matt, what's coming up today? Well, the theme, as you've said, is a season of joy. And we're going to explain a little bit of the background about that choice later on today. But we've got lots of other brilliant things coming up. We have got our Kids Say the Funniest Things again, which is the highlight for me from last week. I love that. We may have a joke or two, if I'm allowed, possibly. In there. We haven't been banned from doing that from last week. We've got a couple of carols in there, which I'm really looking forward to. We've got Malk and Trish doing the talk, and Matt and I will be doing some questions and chatting about that afterwards as well. And we've got a brilliant song that Dan Pryor has put together for us later on as well. So loads going on. As Matt said, please feel free to comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you want prayer, we'd love to hear that as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sal. Now, if you are wearing a Christmas jumper, why don't you send us a photograph? Just, I've got mine on this week, which is cool. Let me just say, Matt Cruz written in the comments, well done, Matt Edmondson, aka former mop head.
Yeah, I was going to mention the haircut in a little while, Matt. Actually, I appreciate that you've made a little bit more of an effort today, which is oh no, you're that way. It's really nice
Get the
to
orientation
see.
right.
Yeah, I know. Everything's backwards, so it's a little bit. You have to kind of figure out what you're doing. But yeah, I like to see that you've made a bit of an effort. You've had a haircut. You're wearing a nice jumper.
Christmas jumper on. Got the lights on in the background.
Well, still needs a little of work maybe, but we're getting there. But today I'm wearing my lovely reindeer dress. I've got reindeer earrings in today.
Oh, look at those.
I've even got a reindeer face mask.
Wow.
I am a primary school teacher. What can I say?
Yeah.
But I didn't want you to feel left out, so I've got another present for you this week. Would you like to see what I've got for you, Matt?
Is it like the tie you gave me last week?
But it's better than the tie.
Oh, if it's better, I'm definitely interested. Yeah. Okay.
Some reindeer antlers.
Okay, your definition and my definition of better might be slightly different, Sal.
Oh, no, I think these will look really good on you, Matt. I think these will look really great. So do you want to press the magic Christmas button and I'll see if I can get...
I don't actually know if I want it. Okay, let's press the button. I'm not sure I want to do this, but okay,
let's see if we can make the magic work this week. Hang on, I'm just going to... Oh.
I think there's an internet lag.
I think there is.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. There you go. Pop those on.
What do we think?
Yeah, they look good, but I do think you're still missing something. I think this will just finish the ensemble off nicely.
Do you think that's going to help me?
I think this will be really good. Yeah, I think you like this. So would you like to try this, Matt? I mean,
nope.
I think your nose will really appreciate this if you're, if you're up for it.
Yeah, sure.
Should we do it?
Yeah, try. Why not? See what we got.
Go on, give it a look. There you go. Oh, yeah.
How do I turn it on? Oh, hang on.
Just pull the string, and it should start flashing.
Oh,
wow.
yes, look at that.
Look at that. Yeah, looking good. Looking good.
It's not exactly fitting my face. It really hurts.
Brilliant.
Is this like a kid's version?
No, totally meant for adults. Completely.
Yeah. If anyone's just tuning in, they'll be going, what on earth?
No, I think they'll think Matt looks like he's really made an effort this week. Matt looks good. Yeah.
Matt's just put in the comments here, screen grab this. No, Matt. No,
yes,
we're not screen grabbing this.
Someone please do and send it to me. Or put it in the comments. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Oh, Dan Pry's in the comments as well. Hey, Dan, how you doing? I'm sorry, I've got to take this. I'm going to put it here.
Okay.
Really hurts.
That's a good look. That is a good look.
Yeah.
So,
no jokes.
No jokes. No jokes.
No, I mean, no jokes about this.
Oh.
We can do Christmas jokes. Let's do Christmas jokes. Yeah, because I tell you what, right? Let me just tell the good folks listening. Every year, Sal and I have been doing the Christmas service at church, right? Now, we're online church. This is the first year we've done Christmas online, so we're doing it online. And every year we have done Christmas church. You have notoriously come out with some people, I wouldn't say they were bad, Sal, but some people would say they're bad jokes. And it's become a bit of a... No, or me, honest. But it's become a bit of a tradition. So have at it. What jokes have we got this week?
Well, it's almost like I don't need to do any jokes because there's a really great big joke on the screen already.
Yeah, you've stitched me right up, but that's okay. It's Christmas and it's for the kids.
Because I have got some really, really good ones I will do. I just wondered, Matt, if you've noticed that it's just harder to find advent calendars this year. Have you noticed that?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I just think their days are numbered. Do you like that one, Matt?
You know what, guys? This is the first time I've heard these jokes as well. So, what's number two?
I feel like we need some canned laughter or something because, I'm not... Maybe next week.
Yeah, hang on. No. What I think... I can do...
That's what I need.
Okay, so I can do that.
Just
okay.
To make me feel, a bit of encouragement. That would be amazing.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Reindeer related, to go with the theme. Who is Rudolph's favourite pop star?
I have no idea who is Rudolph's favourite pop star.
Beyonce.
Okay, that's definitely your best one yet.
Okay, one more.
Okay,
Let's see.
go for it.
One more. Okay. What did one snowman say to the other snowman?
I don't know. What did one? I'm racking my brains. What did one snowman say to the other snowman?
Can you smell carrots?
Oh dear. Actually, maybe a little bit of.
That laughter actually sounds a little bit sarcastic, so I'm not really feeling.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Have we got it? Is that it for the jokes?
That's it for the jokes. For this week. I tell you what, Thank you.
There you go. Big round of applause for doing the jokes.
If anybody's got any really, really good jokes, Christmas themed jokes that you could send me for next week, the last
please send them in.
Please send them in. That would be amazing.
Please send them in. That would be amazing.
Okay, well, perhaps we should move on to something that's actually a lot funnier than me, because we did our first Kids Say the Funniest Things last week.
We did.
It was brilliant. I've got another one for you this week. This week, I asked the children, what makes mummy happy? Let's see what they had.
Kisses and cuddles. Me! She likes getting hugs. She loves baking and spending time with the family. And she loves people helping out in the house, and she just loves so many things. I could literally do a massive list. When I can play home. When I give her kisses and hugs. when you see us from school back, coming home. Ella's doing amazing homework and you watching a film with me. Happy when everybody makes her laugh and we're able to do some fun without any moaning. Cuddle and kiss. My mummy happy. I'll play with him. She used to have coffee, but now she likes wine.
Brilliant. Aren't
She
they
used to
brilliant?
like coffee, but now she likes wine.
Yeah, can relate. I can relate to that. I love that.
Oh, sensational.
And did you hear the one? I'm not sure if you could hear it as clearly, but what makes Mummy happy? When I play with him, which I loved as well. That was brilliant. Brilliant. So thank you so much to our fabulous kids.
Oh yeah, they were great. They were great. Well done, kids. I loved it. Loved all the answers. Kisses and cuddles is usually the right answer too, I find. But the coffee to wine thing, I'm not going to let that one go easily. That's going to remember. Now, speaking of kids, if you have kids and you have not done so already, we have online an activity pack. And you can download the activity pack from our website. Just go to crowd.church/Christmas and there's a link. You can just download it, print it off, and the kids will have some great fun with that. So have at it. That's what I say. So now let's do a carol, shall we? Because it is Christmas. Let's do a carol. What carol should we do, Sal?
Well, one of my favourites. How about Joy to the World?
I think that sounds like a plan. Now, this carol has been put together by the fantastic John Farrington, as usual. This is a very well-known carol talking about, there's this wonderful part in the Christmas story where, we're going to find out about it later actually, where an angel appears to the shepherds and goes, I've got this massive message of great joy. And this is what that carol is all about. You all know the words, you all know the lyrics, you know the tune. So come on, join in full pelt, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains repeat the sounding joy, the sounding joy, the sounding joy, the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of His righteousness, and wonders of His love, and wonders of His love, and wonders, wonders of His love.
Love that. Well done, John.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing that. Love joy
thank
to the
you,
world.
John. Fabulous. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, shall we? I mentioned a Bible reading a second ago where an angel appears. I think we should get the beautiful Willa on screen to read that Bible passage to us. What do you reckon?
I love that. Let's do it. Here she is, Willa Birch, reading Luke chapter 2.
Luke chapter 2, verse 4. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Saviour has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." Suddenly a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom he favours rests."
Fantastic. Thank you, Willa. Always good to have. We
Brilliant.
actually got Willa working this week, which was fab. So
Yeah.
Willa
Sadly,
was
she'd
one of the
recorded
casualties.
last week to do, yeah, and it didn't work, so you ended up having to hear me read it. So sorry about that. Much better listening to Willa read that. Yeah, really good.
And in case you'd not figured it out, Willa is in fact Sal's daughter, Mini-Me, as we like to call her here. She is the spinning. If you just put glasses on.
She won't like to hear that, so let's not. That's not what a 14-year-old wants to hear, is that they look like their mum. So let's not.
I don't know. I tell my 16-year-old he looks like me all the time.
Better looking version, yeah.
Yeah, much better looking version. Yeah. A lot fitter too. But that's okay. You know, we get better as we pass it down our genes, don't we, through the generations, apparently. Okay. So this week is all about Season of Joy, right? That's what it's called. So let's sort of explain, Sal, why we've called this one a Season of Joy. Where did we come up with this?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a background as to the theme for the 3 weeks, really, for the Christmas themes that we're doing. And when we were coming up with what we were going to do for Crowd Church over Christmas, I was thinking about how different things are this year and how difficult this year has been. Lots of people have had ups and downs. Lots of people have had very traumatic experiences. It's been challenging for everyone. And, you know, there hasn't been a lot of joy. There hasn't been a lot of hope or peace for some people a lot of the time. And then I started thinking about the Christmas story and how actually at that time, that part of the world was under occupation. The people were oppressed. They were very poor. You know, there were lots of things that actually are similar to today. And yet out of that came this most incredible story of joy. And that's really what inspired this whole sort of series of themes, this joy and hope coming out of a place of where none of that is.
Yeah.
So that was thinking behind it, Matt, wasn't it?
Well, that's true. Absolutely fantastic explanation. I couldn't have made it any better myself. It wasn't great at the time Jesus came, but when Jesus came, he brought great joy with him. And that's one of the quintessential Christmas messages, isn't it? So without further ado, let's get on this week's special guest, the amazing Malk and Trish Morgan, who are friends of Frontline. They work with Frontline. They have a Frontline church in Greece, in Athens, in fact. So if you're in Elkida, I need to pronounce it right, Elkida. So if you are in that part of the world, do check them out. They're amazing people. We love them to bits. It's great to have them part as a Frontline family. And we were stoked when they decided that when they said that they could actually get involved in this live stream for us and bring this week's message. So you are going to enjoy this. Welcome to the world of Malk and Trish. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Oh, the weather outside is quite
Trish, what on earth are you doing?
I'm doing the Christmas tree.
No, sorry, Trish. This year, come on, of all years, Christmas is cancelled. Look at the year we've had. It's got to be cancelled, sorry.
What about Santa?
No, even he's got to go. I mean, it's been such a dreadful year for everybody. Christmas is cancelled.
Well, if you're going to cancel Christmas...
The music's got to go as well. Absolutely, thank you.
What? Michael Bublé? Leave Michael Bublé alone. I'm going to put up Santa. Go on, Santa, you can come here. Just for a minute.
Trish, this
Okay,
has
if we're
been
going
the
I
worst
know,
year.
I understand. But if we're going to cancel Christmas, what are we going to do instead?
Nothing. This has been the best Christmas ever. Everything is cancelled.
But everything's been cancelled all year round. We've had no birthdays. We haven't been able to celebrate our birthdays. We couldn't go to our niece's wedding. We couldn't go to that, our little grandchild's dedication. And worse, we didn't go on our holiday.
Best Christmas, best year ever. Look at the amount of money I saved. I can pay my bills now. Trish, this year's been so bad.
Now, the reason why I think we should still go ahead and celebrate Christmas is for many reasons. One of them is to bring some joy into people's lives and into their homes. I think this is a time for peace and for love and for hope. And when you put on lights...
By putting up a Christmas tree, you think that makes a difference?
Not necessarily by putting up a Christmas tree, but by thinking about why we're doing what we are doing. What is it we're doing? We're celebrating Christmas, and why?
Yes, but look at Christmas, so over-commercialised, horrible parties, dreadful Christmas carols every year.
I might agree with you on the parties, but okay. And fantastic jumpers like these. But come on, well, let's think about it quite seriously. Let's think for a second. Why are we celebrating Christmas? As Mark says, some of the reasons maybe this year might not be a good, appropriate time to be thinking of joy and celebration to the backdrop of the awful year we've had and are going into, probably still because of COVID. But actually, it's not too dissimilar to the times of when Jesus was born. Because when Jesus was born as a baby, he was born into an occupied land. The Romans were in charge of them.
It was a brutal time.
It was a terrible time. And so therefore, the very gift of God that we like to celebrate at this time of year, we've got to think of the context of when Jesus was born. And it wasn't necessarily a time of great joy and celebration. But there's one thing for sure, heaven did want to celebrate. Did you know Bethlehem wasn't that big? How big do you think Bethlehem was?
They reckon at that time it had shrunk in size from its early days. 300 to 1,000 people. That was it. It was a small
300 to 1,000. That's just like a couple of streets in Liverpool.
That's right. Just so small.
That's how small Bethlehem was, and that's where God chose for this amazing story of Jesus coming to the earth to be unfolded for the whole of mankind. Can I read you a couple of verses from the Bible? I'm going to look at it on my phone. It's from Luke, and it's from Luke 2. And if you want to look at the Christmas story, Luke is a lovely gospel in the Bible. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. It's the third book in the Bible, in the New Testament. Take a look at it. It's really helpful. And you can get many modern versions these days on your phone. You don't have to have that old speaky language anymore. Anyway, let me just read you a couple of verses here, because we're thinking about how Jesus was born in humble surroundings, but yet it was an event that changed the world, and heaven definitely wanted to celebrate on this and bringing joy to the world. So let's read from Luke chapter 2, verses 10. But the angel that appeared to the shepherds on the hill said to them, "Do not be afraid, but behold, I bring you good news of great joy, for which will be for all people. For today in the city of David there's been for you born a Saviour, who's Christ the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You'll find a baby wrapped in clothes, lying in a manger." And suddenly there appeared with the angel a multitude of the heavenly hosts praising God. So this was an event that heaven was, although Jesus was being born very humbly in a stable, not in a palace, heaven was wanting to celebrate. And I think sometimes when we think of our celebrations, we are trying to reflect that kind of moment of joy and anticipation of hope and celebration in heaven itself. Can you remember when the twins were born?
I was just about to say, that's the time of real joy.
Yeah, we had twins. They are now a little bit more grown up.
And I remember when they were born, just just the real excitement and joy. I was ringing people up all over the place.
Yeah, you didn't want to keep it a secret, did you, Mal?
No, I wanted everybody to know. I even rang your mum up 3 times.
By mistake. Listen, it's all right, Malcolm, you've already told us. Yeah.
I just wanted everybody to know the great joy that we had through the birth of twins.
Right. And that was with just babies, natural things and children. But this was Jesus, the Son of God. This was God's master plan to try and rescue and redeem and save mankind and give us a way out of the terrible dead-end alleys we seem to have found ourselves in. And so therefore, heaven wanted to celebrate. Heaven wanted to let people know today, this is an amazing day. And you know, that was over 2,000 years ago. And I guess many people over the years have tried to stop Christmas, have tried to stop this kind of Christian celebration. But they can't, because there's something like a momentum that just keeps going.
Cromwell actually stopped it for 3 years.
Did he?
He did, because it became so over-commercialized then and lost its meaning.
Really?
Yeah.
All those hundreds of years ago. I wonder what they gave each other in those days. But anyway, the fact is that this is a season where we can think of light and hope and joy. And joy is an interesting thing because we believe joy is a bit like an iceberg. On the top is probably happiness, which is like an emotion. But happiness is very sort of
Comes and goes,
transient, with the surrounding environment. You can be happy one minute, maybe sad the next. But joy is something quite different. It is that part of the iceberg underneath the water that is deep. And that's what God said he would give us, his joy. The Bible actually talks about joy coming in the morning after a night of real sadness. And I know some of us are walking through seasons where it's so like we're feeling that we're emotional wrecks, you know, we're 1 minute happy, next minute we're down, we're celebrating with those that want to celebrate, and yet sometimes we're grieving with those that want to grieve. But this is how Jesus was born, into a culture, into a time of history, just like that. So actually nothing has changed. And that's why I believe that. It gives us license to celebrate Christmas.
So what you're saying, joy is something much deeper, much more personal, much more important than just happiness which comes and goes.
I believe joy is a gift. I believe joy just isn't an emotion. I believe it's connected to some other things, but I believe joy is a gift. I believe God gives that gift. And when you understand the giver, you understand the gift. So we're thinking today of joy. We're thinking of reasons that we, not just to be cheerful, but real joy, how we can celebrate Christmas, why we can go ahead, put up a Christmas tree now, put on the lights, wear my lovely jabba, and celebrate the coming.
So you're saying joy is really
Jesus.
inside you, and it's because of Jesus.
It is, yeah. When you found the giver.
The certainty of your faith.
Yeah, when you found the giver of the gift, okay? And we believe the giver of the gift is knowing Jesus for yourself. And he was sent from heaven, and we can celebrate his birth, the beginning of a new chapter of history, his story, God's story coming down to earth. And that's why I believe we can be joyful in all circumstances now, in the happy times and the sad times. We still can have joy.
So I guess you want Michael Bublé back on.
Yes, please. And a mince pie. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Hey, have a good Christmas, everyone. God bless you. Bye.
Well, love that. Love
yeah,
that.
that's great. Thank you so much, Malcolm, Trish. Absolutely brilliant.
I love the bit at the end. Yes, thank you, by the way, to Malcolm, Trish. I love the bit at the end. The mince. You want Michael Bublé back on then? And yes, a mince pie.
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah,
Mark is just such a lovely
Bublé.
guy. He just went and did it, didn't he? He's just like, sure, I'll put it back on. I'll get you a mince pie, no problem.
Yeah. Brilliant, as he
Love
should.
him. Love him.
Great.
Love him.
Really,
Love him.
really good. Yeah.
So, Sal, let me ask you a question. We've been talking. You mentioned about joy and how it's been an awkward year, and as Malcolm and Trish talked about, it was an awkward time when Jesus came. But in the midst of that, there was some great joy, and I like what they said about joy and happiness not necessarily being the same thing. And she talked about joy being an iceberg. What did you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think we often think that joy means happiness, and how can we have joy when we're experiencing such difficult things? But joy is very, very different. Happiness is that emotion that comes and goes, that can be changed by the people around you and how they treat you, or how, what's happening to you today, whether you missed your bus, or whether you had a good day at work, or all those different things can make us happy or not happy. But joy, as Trish said, is something much, much deeper.
Yeah, I did like the iceberg analogy, that happiness was at the top, but joy goes, it's this sort of deeper work, isn't it? So for you in your life, how does that work though? Have you experienced joy but not been happy? Because it can sound a little bit weird, right?
It can, and I think it's not something that you can just kind of, well, I'm just going to get on and be joyful. It doesn't work like that. It's like Trish said about it being a gift from God. I've had some really difficult times in my life. For example, my mum died very young, and that was a horrendous time, and I really, really struggled with why that had happened, why that had been allowed to happen. She was a lovely, amazing person, and it was a real sort of crisis point for me in my faith, because I just couldn't understand why that would happen. And I got to the point of a lot of sort of soul searching and things, where I got to the point where I had to just sort of understand that actually I can't explain some things, and I don't understand some things, and that's okay. But I can still have that hope. And this is what we were talking about hope and joy being really, really linked together, that because I've got a hope for the future, I can have that joy even when I'm going through really difficult times. Does that answer your question, Matt?
No, it does. It's brilliant. I think it's a fascinating idea, this concept of joy, isn't it? And thank you for sharing about your mum, because grief, I think, is one of those times that is very not joyful. But in the midst of it, you can still know God. And I like what you said there about it's okay not knowing. It's okay to have questions, and yet you can still have that joy, can't you? It's a beautiful
and I think
thing.
that once you know God, and once you have Jesus in your life, that doesn't mean that your life is free from problems. We still,
only.
Yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? But we still have illnesses, we still lose people close to us, we still have financial problems and difficult times, but we have something that sustains us through that, and that's what the difference is.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. So true. I love what Trish said about it's about knowing the gift giver, isn't it? That joy is a gift. It's a gift from God. And I think the more I've got to know him, the stronger my faith has become. The stronger my faith has become, the more I've understood hope. The more I've understood hope, the more I've understood joy. And these things, I think they grow and develop over time, don't they? So
yeah, I agree. It doesn't mean, that I'm happy all the time. It doesn't mean that I understand why things happen. And it doesn't mean that I'm free from the difficult things in life, but it does mean that I've got something that I can hold on to. And I think next week we're talking about hope. And so that will link into that as well. So do join us next week for that little plug there.
That was a brilliant segue. I'm not going to lie. I like that.
Totally unplanned.
That was totally unplanned. It's like we're professionals. Don't give that illusion. Or maybe it's just me. You're a professional. You're obviously a professional teacher. I'm just kind of winging it as I go along. But that's okay.
Matt, I'm used to making you good. Been making you look good from Christmas for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and long may that continue.
Yes,
take whatever
absolutely.
I can get, me. Take whatever I can get. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Can I just say, before we move on to the next thing, I know we have already said about prayer and things. But if you're going through a really difficult time, if you've lost someone over this period and you're grieving, if you're, if there's financial, all sorts of different things that could be happening, especially at the moment, then please, let us pray for you. Send us a message, email through the website. Give it a go. What have you got to lose?
Exactly. That's exactly it right there. So let me, in fact, why don't I, let's use the technology. If you would like, he says, let's Press the right button. There we go. If you would
We
like
don't
prayer.
want your personal number, Matt. Thank you very much. You don't need that.
No, you definitely don't need that. I never answer it anyway. But this number, you can text stuff in and just let us know how you're getting on, anything you would like prayer for. We would love to know. You can also head to the website, crowd.church. There's a little link at the bottom which says try prayer. Just put your details in there if you prefer the web, and we will be in touch. That'd be awesome. So thanks for sharing that, Sal. Really appreciate that, and totally agree with you. That joy is something that you get when you know Christ, and you can know it even in the midst of a crazy tumultuous year like this year, and that's a beautiful thing. So I think that is a very good point to bring in the next part of the show, which is the song by Dan Pryor, Greg Schofield and Zoya Williams. Now I said to Dan, listen, known Dan for years, known Dan longer than I've known you, Sam. That's a long time, right? Dan and I go back to uni together. That's how long I've known Dan Pryor.
Slates and chalk, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, we were there with Noah. I mean, we were a tight three, let me tell you. And so I said to Dan is brilliant worship leader, brilliant musician, love the guy to bits. And I said, Dan, could you do something for Crowd for Christmas? And so he got together with Greg, who's also an absolute legend, and Zoya, who is another legend, got three legends together and did a cover of All the World Awaits. So here is Dan's song, You're Gonna Love It.
The world awaits the promise of his birth. Open up the gates, heaven come to earth. A host of angels sing, our Savior here to dwell, the King of every king, our Emmanuel. Hosanna, 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 Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna to our God. Behold the Son of Man in a manger laid. Worthy is the Lamb, He has come to save, to take away our sin. He freely gave His life, all that we may live, in Him never die. Hosanna, 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 Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna to our God. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace. Hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all He brings. Glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace. Hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all He brings. Glory to the newborn King. Hosanna, 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 Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna to our God.
Wow,
There you
that was
go.
brilliant. Oh, thank you so much, guys. That was really special.
Yeah, really brilliant. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. These things aren't easy to put together. And so I think they also got Andy Watts involved to put the video together, and they put that together, which was fab. Appreciate it. Although, I mean, I have question marks over Greg's Christmas jumper. I'm not going to lie. It was the blue one with the penguin. And I was like, wow, that was awesome. I mean, it was so bad. It was awesome.
I'd like to see you, Matt, with a really, really bad Christmas jumper next week. Would that be possible? Or is it Christmas suit time?
I think, it's the last one. We might have to wear the suit and tie next week.
Oh, brilliant. It also appeared that Dan Pryor had a twin in that video, which isn't the case. There's only one.
Yeah, there were two Dans.
Yeah, but
there will only
really,
ever be one Dan
really
Pryor.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, but really, really great. So thank you so much for that, guys.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you very much. Now, if you would like to see that video, that song again, you can, of course, watch the video on YouTube. It'll be part of this live stream when we upload it. You can connect to our YouTube channel just with a like, comment. Just head on over to the YouTube channel. You can follow the links from the website, crowd.church, and then you can listen to that song again and again. It is a beautiful, beautiful song for this Christmas. You definitely want to listen to that. And also on the YouTube channel, we have been uploading the Christmas carols, which I know many of you have been listening to and enjoying. So all of the songs from those are also on our YouTube channel. So do check those out. I'm just going to scroll quickly down the comments. We had, I've not read them for a little while. Sorry. Emma says, well done, Willa. So well done, Willa, for the Bible reading. Matt Crew said, well done, Willa. Yeah. So that was fantastic. And then apparently the Pryor teens are laughing at the jokes. I'm not quite sure what the jokes were. Matt.
See, just because you've got terrible taste and you don't have a good sense of humour, doesn't mean that everybody doesn't, which is why I
have to be honest with you. I don't think it was your jokes they were laughing at. I think that what they were talking to was my jokes about me going to university with him and Noah.
Oh,
I don't want to steal your thunder.
Not loving that at all. I have to have words. I have to have words.
Yeah. I think the priorities.
Don't encourage you.
We'll have to find out. Prior teens, did you actually laugh at Sally's jokes? Yes or no? That would be good to know. Charlotte.
If you're not finding them funny, then give me some good ones. Come on, for next week. I want some brilliant ones that, are going to impress Matt. So send them to me if you've got any. Or if they're awful, like really, really awful, even better.
Yeah, absolutely. Send those in as well, because why not, right? So Charlotte says here, she loves you, Sally Birch. That's good to know. So you've got one fan at least, which is fantastic.
Yeah, she's my sister-in-law, but I appreciate that.
Take whatever you can get, Sal. Take whatever you can get.
Absolutely. I'm feeling the love. I'm loving that. We hope that you can join us next week for Season of Hope. And we hope that you find some joy through the Christmas story this week. And don't forget to send any prayer requests to us via the messages, as Matt's told you, all of the technical ways of doing it. We would really, really love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, the WhatsApp number for that is on the bottom of the screen. Emma Pryor writes here, sorry, Sal, it was laughter at Dan, but Emma laughed at your jokes.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, that's good. James saying it sounded great, which is great. And Jane has written, oh, wow, a really long message. And she sums it up by saying, thanks, Matt and Sally. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Jane. Thanks for watching the live stream. Thanks for being part of it. Now, let me explain to you what's going to happen now. I am going to play what is technically called the outro. I don't know why it's called that. It's just what it's called. Anyway, in that we have some questions based on today's topic of joy. Questions like, how has your year been? Do you think you can find joy in difficult situations? Just things to ponder and think about. And also we have some Christmas carols. So we've got, let me think what we've got. Oh, Come All Ye Faithful and Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, which we'll also sing again next week.
Love that one. Brilliant.
Have you ever had to, at one point in your life, stop and go, what does hark mean?
Hark, have I?
Hark.
No. Hark. Let me think. course not.
It's just me. I had to look for certain words up in the dictionary. Anyway, we've got those carols coming up. That's going to play for about 10 minutes. This is going to be it from me and Sal. At the end of those 10 minutes, the live stream will end, but do stay along, sing along with the carols because it is Christmas. Sally and I will be back again next week at 4 p.m. for part 3 of the Christmas series, which again, Sal, is all about hope, right?
About hope next week, and we'll have the amazing John Harding doing the talk, another Kids Say the Funniest Things, and some amazing jokes, and hopefully Matt in a Christmas suit. How amazing would that be? So
absolutely.
Please join us next week. We would love to see you. We hope you have an amazing week, and we hope you find some joy this week, whatever's going on in your life. Take care. Lovely to see you.
Bless you guys. Have a fantastic week. Thanks, Sal, and we'll be back again next week. Bye for now.
Thanks, Matt. See ya. Bye.
Sing glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies, with angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Christ by highest heaven adored, Christ the everlasting Lord, late in time behold him come, offspring of a virgin's womb, veiled in flesh the Godhead see, hail the incarnate deity, pleased as man with man to dwell, Jesus our Emmanuel. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Of peace, hail the Son of righteousness, light and life to all he brings, risen with he praise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation.